Guys, welcome back to my channel. Opayemi here, and you're welcome to Opayemi's Corner. In today's video, I'm just going to be talking quickly about like the UK doctor titles, just to help you understand a bit better, because I know that can be a lot, and it's just like if somebody is saying this, what are you talking about actually? So I hope this gives a bit of an insight and helps you fully understand. By way of introduction, in the UK, doctors are majorly classified into three. So we've got junior doctors, we've got middle grade doctors, and we've got consultants. So junior doctors are basically junior doctors. I'm going to tell you what titles are junior doctors. Middle grades are doctors who are reg, so resident doctors, and reg in this case means that people who have done a few years of that specialty and are now, in, and then consultants, right? So I don't confuse you any further. Let me just explain the titles and then tell you which ones are juniors, which ones are middle grades, and then which ones are consultants, right? Yeah, good. So in the UK, just like every other country, there is an internship year after medical school. In the UK, it's 2 years, and it's called the Foundation Training Program. And here, what they use for that is FY1, which is the first year of foundation year, and FY2, which is the second year of foundation year. So if you hear a doctor say, oh, I'm an FY1 doctor, you know that the doctor is in the first year of, internship, and FY2 means the doctor is in their second year of internship, basically. Then after FY2, another popular title that's used is trust grade or clinical fellow or SHO. And basically trust grades, clinical fellows are doctors who have finished their training, who have finished their foundation training year, but are not in specialty training yet. So they are not in residency yet. So they are working basically like what we would call in Nigeria as medical officers. So they are working as medical officers under a particular department, for example. Usually such doctors are employed by the trusts, because usually doctors in foundation training and doctors in residency are employed by, Health Education England. But, in this case, those doctors are employed by the trust, and it's either, like I said, they are still deciding what specialty they want to do, or maybe they've just moved to the country as IMGs. For example, me right now, I work as a trust grade doctor, basically. And also the term SHO, which is commonly used. SHO is commonly used for doctors who are FY2s, so it's not used for FY1s, just FY2s, trust grade doctors. Doctors in the early stages of residency training as well are called SHOs. An official title by JMC, but it's still commonly used even in the hospital, right? Right, cool. So we've talked about FY1, FY2, trust grades / clinical fellows. And then the next one would be CT1. So I would explain it this way. For doctors who are in residency training, there are three major titles that they could be. It could be CT1, it could be ST1, or it could be IMT, right? So I'm just going to kind of explain all of that. So CT, which is core trainee, is used for doctors who are in specialties where after doing a couple of years, you have to reapply to continue. So specialties like psychiatry, ED, I believe anesthesiology. I always struggle to pronounce that. And specialties like that, surgery as well. So they usually, for like psychiatric case in point, it will be CT1 to 3. And then when you pass the MRC psych exam and, apply for another job, then you become ST4 to 6, because then you're in specialty training. So same with surgeons as well. So it's CT1 and 2 as core trainees. And then when they're done with that, they're able to move on to the particular area of surgery they want to do and become specialty trainees, right? So that's the whole idea of core trainees. And then IMT basically is for internal medicine. So IMT is similar to CT, but they just have a different name. So IMTs as well, for doctors who want to do internal medicine, they would first do internal medicine training for 3 years. And once they are done with that, then they now go into specialist training. So a doctor who wants to do dermatology, for example, would be an IMT 1 to 3, and then reapply and then become an ST4 dermatology resident, for example. So that's that. Then for the ST, I would start off by talking about GP. GP is a specialty trainee. So for GPs, they use GPST1, GPST2, GPST3. Then other specialties that are run through specialties, meaning that they're like there's no breaking in between to reapply. They go literally from ST1 to ST7, for example, in pediatrics. So specialties like pediatrics, O&G, GP, like I mentioned, use ST as the titles because they are specialty trainings. There are no breaks and it's basically just a continuous thing. So I hope that is explanatory. And I've had people ask me before that, oh, you know, if you're like an IMG and you pass, does it mean that the only job you can get is like an FY2 job? No, actually, you can work as trust grade / clinical fellow, and you can also work as specialty doctor, which is my next point. So specialty doctor, I would say, is just like a higher level from clinical fellow trust grade. You're still employed by the trust, but you're believed to have some experience in that particular specialty that warrants you to be able to start at a higher level. So it basically means that you're starting on a higher level with a higher salary, and you're working in the capacity of a specialty doctor. So sometimes specialty doctors are able to like run clinics, do procedures, depending on what specialty and how comfortable the consultants are, you know, with allowing them do things like that. So yeah, that's what that entails. So sometimes people who have worked like as regs consultants in Nigeria who are moving here don't necessarily have to take jobs of FY2s or jobs of clinical fellows. They can literally go for specialty doctor jobs and work in the capacity of specialty doctors. So just like I mentioned at the beginning, I was going to explain which ones are junior doctors. So junior doctors are basically FY1s, FY2s, clinical fellows / trust grade doctors, and also doctors in the early years of specialty trainee are classified as junior doctors, while middle grades are doctors who are, for example, for emergency medicine, doctors from ST3 and above are middle grades. For internal medicine, doctors from ST4 are middle grades, and it goes on and on like that. So I've talked about specialty doctors as well. There's also something called SAS doctors, which are like specialty associates. These are also doctors who have had experience in that particular specialty. So it's very similar to specialty doctor, and they are doctors who have had experience in that particular specialty and can work in the capacity of a reg, of a middle grade, who have experience, so they get higher salary and they are basically given more responsibilities. You get me? So that's basically specialty doctor and SAS. And then we have consultants, who basically are the ones who have, you know, done it all, finished their residency training, and are now like at the peak of their career. Basically, they are now consultants. So I hope this video helps to, you know, explain and clarify these titles. And yeah, I hope this video has been really helpful to help you understand the UK doctor titles and what options you can go for if you're moving from, you know, your country to the UK, depending on the experience you've had, you know, so you can weigh and decide, can I apply for a specialty role? Can I apply for an SAS role? Am I, you know, able to function in those areas? And am I able to do as much as I need to in those areas as well? So yeah, I hope this helps. And if you have any more questions or any video you'd like me to make clarifications about, feel free to ask in the comment section, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.